The Eagle Knight came like a star in midday. I looked up, and I saw the profile of his helmet speak so sharp against the light, the golden feathers of his wings so bright in the glare of the sun. As though he were Huitzilopochtli himself. And then he fell. "What are you doing?" The Eagle Knight was staring at me, his eyes almost as wild as his helmet-free hair. The light of my lantern cast dancing shadows on his face. He tried to prop himself up, but fell back onto the bed. "When you die, it will be my duty to dismantle your wings to make useful mechanisms for the village," I said. I turned my back to him, felt around the other wing for its daughter of Tlaloc. Ignored the heat of his gaze on my shoulders. My fingers closed around the daughter, a small round pod, prized it away from the struts of the wings. "One of these will power a farmer's clay slave for a year." His voice spat contempt, even through his pain. What would a peasant girl know of daughters of Tlaloc and Ptolemy? I could have told him of the days I spent in the Comikak out on the frontier, one of the few girls so honored, watching as the priest-scholars conducted their first experiments with Ptolemy. The thin copper wires connecting the potato to that small airtight lantern with windows of pale pink quartz. That burst of light, how my breath caught in my throat as we became small gods in that temple room. I said nothing. "I will not die," he said. Now his voice was a whining plea. "I have a holy duty. I must warn the caravan. They must warn the city, the Tlatoani." His fingers scrabbled more at his blankets, and a deep hacking cough, wet with blood, rose in his throat as he tried to stand. An Eagle Knight, weak as a child before me. I could feel my own Ptolemy rising in my veins, bright and sparking and heady as Octli gulped in secret from my father's stores. "Tell me," I said. "I will pass on your message." "Why should," he began, and then, for the first time that night, he truly looked at me. "Ah. Of course. It is your city too." It had been my city, though I had never seen it. We had been rich, had become richer when copper soared in price and our mines in the north had tripled in worth with the spreading knowledge of the ways Ptolemy might be captured in lanterns, or in the daughters of Tlaloc that could power more wings and mills and clay slaves than any man might desire. My stepfather lost it all over a round of Alamali easily. "Tell me," I repeated. The ship creaked and groaned in the wind, men scurrying back and forth, pulling levers and turning gears.